This video is sponsored by PokemonStore.com, the best place to get yourself some TCGO code cards. You're looking for the latest booster packs in town or that specific code to complete your deck. This is the website for you. Use the coupon code ZapDosTCG for 5% off your complete order. Also, this video is sponsored by cardmarket.com. This is a European platform that I personally use every single day. You can buy and sell cards to people all across Europe, and it's easy to do so. So definitely take a look at cardmarket.com if you are a European player. Next sponsor and the last of the bunch is going to be yourplaymat.com. This is going to be the website if you need to create your custom playmat. Everybody wants to have a unique playmat. You can design and upload images onto this website and create playmats from the get-go. Definitely be sure to check it out if you're interested in buying your own playmat and use the coupon code ZapDosTCG10YP to of course get 10% off your next order. Anyhow, enjoy this video. Thanks for watching through the commercials, and I'll see you in a couple of seconds. Peace! What's up YouTube, it's ZapDosTCG here and welcome back to our TCG deck profile video on my channel. We are still exploring the Chilling Reign decks, and this is a new archetype coming from Chilling Reign, all because of Cresselia. It's going to be your worst nightmare. Dusknoir Trevenant GX, and that's going to be the main deck. It looks very similar to a Reshizard deck in that sense that Reshizard had 4 Volcanion and then 3 tag teams. This is the same scenario, but first we're going to be talking about the new card in this list, which is of course Cresselia. Cresselia is the heart and soul of the deck, being able to accelerate the energies, and this deck always wants to go second. This is a greens list and you actually want to get your combo instantly, so what you're going to be doing is going second, slap down Path to the Peak, more on that later, and then go for the Crescent Grow, which actually allows you to search your deck for 3 Psychic Energies and attach them to one of your Pokemon, and only if you go second on your first turn. Otherwise, it's only 1 energy. It also has an attack, which is able to slap 120 if there's at least 5 energies in play. You're not going to be using this very often, but sometimes you might be surprising opponents with, of course, a random Cresselia out of nowhere. But the main attacker in this deck is going to be Dusknoir Trevenant GX. We already seen it before in Galaxy Mewtwo, aka Jetfew, aka whatever, Jetmew. Yeah, there's a lot of Jet2. Yeah, lots of names for that specific archetype, but Trevenant and Dusknoir already saw play as it is because of Night Watch and how strong it is. This time around, with the acceleration of Cresselia, you're going to be able to use Night Watch on your second turn. So you go second on your first turn, power this guy up. On the following turn, go for Night Watch. And this is going to be very, very strong because we have Reset Stamp, we have Marnie, and we have Path to the Peak. And if you don't know what Path to the Peak does, you're living under a peak. yeah, this is going to be shutting down all Pokemon with rule boxes. So all the Pokemon rule boxes no longer have abilities. So that means the Danny GX shut down. Crobat V, shut down. Eldegoss V, shut down. And Swordization, forget about it, shut down. Underworld Door of the Shadow Red Calyrex VMAX, shut down. Tapu Koko Prism Star, shut down. You're shutting down almost the entire game with Path to the Peak. And you're not playing abilities in the first place because you're playing a Greens engine. So you go for green, you get of course your Cresselia in the active position thanks to switch and attach of the turn. You get of course Tackle as well if you want to get your stuff like the Dusknoir out if you don't already have it in hand. But there's also a new card which allows you to search out basics or energies. It's going to be so ridiculous, it's going to be so good, and that's going to be Fog Crystal. Fog Crystal is an item card. You can search either for a basic Psychic Energy or for a basic Psychic Pokemon. So you can search out Dusknoir Trevenant, you can search out Cresselia, or you can search out an energy. Whatever you need, it's going to be easy as pie. So typically your opening turn will be finding, of course, the Dusknoir Trevenant, finding the Cresselia, getting the Cresselia in the active position, attach to the Cresselia, accelerate to your Dusknoir Trevenant, and hopefully slapping down a Path to the Peak as well. There's a maximum of 4 copies in here. People already suggested, why don't you play Marshadow with the Resetting Hole from Unbroken Bonds? The problem with that is if you start with it, it's actually going to be so detrimental because you're not going to be able to rely on green. So you could technically be playing it because there's only a small percentage of you starting with the Marshadow, and Marshadow can also get itself removed from the field if you discard a stadium and play, but the Marshadow could help to bump the Chaotic Swells. Chaotic Swells is our only issue here, that you're not going to be able to slap down your most powerful stadium card in the world, Path to the Peak. So you want to go with your Dusknoir Trevenant, and Dusknoir Trevenant is going to be going with Night Watch. You can choose 2 random cards from the opponent's hand, and then they have to shuffle them into their deck. So if you use Reset Stamp and they have 2 cards in their hand, boom, out of nowhere, they have a 2-card hand or something. So with a 2-card hand, let's say they only need 2 more prize cards, you use Reset Stamp, bam, and then go for Night Watch. They have a 0 card hand, and that's how you win games. You just basically make sure the opponent is not able to play the game. Night Watch in combination with putting the opponent to a 0 card hand, in combination with Path to the Peak, make sure the opponent needs to top deck a draw supporter or they're done for. They cannot rely on Intrepid, they cannot rely on, let's say, top deck Quick Ball, because they probably will need another card for that. But let's say they have, of course, 2 cards. Well, with Quick Ball, they don't even draw cards because Crobat V is shut down, Trevenant GX is shut down. So as mentioned, everything will be shut down. So if you use Reset Step and Marnie correctly, with of course a Night Watch, the opponent is not going to be able to play the game. Yeah, and you thought ADP from a couple of days ago was broken. Well, this is going to be even more broken if you can get it off. I know there's a kind of a weak spot for this deck. The opponent couldn't actually decide to let you go first. If you go first, you attach to your Dusknoir Trevenant, then it's going to be a very late game Night Watch. But on the other hand, there's of course ways you can shut them down. You have of course Energy Denial. You have 4 copies of Crushing Hammer. Don't need to let you guys know what Crushing Hammer does. Flip a coin if it has discarded energy attached to one of your opponent's Pokemon. So very annoying card. We've already had to deal with that. But now we even have an addition to that. We have stuff like the Rough Helmet. Rough Helmet will be a tool card that you're going to be able to attach to your Dusknoir Trevenant. And if the opponent attacks you, you actually discard an energy attached to the opponent's Pokemon. So actually choose an energy card attached to the opponent's and return. Yeah, it's not discarding, it's putting it back into the opponent's hand. So with Crushing Hammer, with Rough Helmet, you're slowing the opponent down so much. If they attack you and they don't want to KO you, you have to return an energy back into their hand, and they need energy acceleration in order to actually deal with you, because you have Hammer and also you have Flannery. Flannery is also a new card we're getting in Challenge Range. Choose 1 special energy attached to one of your opponent's Pokemon and 1 stadium in play and discard them. So yeah, this is going to be, choosing a special energy is already nice to discard, and a stadium card in play is also very, very cool, because that way you're going to be able to get rid of the Chaotic Swell. So you can either go for special energy or go for a special or the stadium. It doesn't matter, but Flannery is actually a very nice inclusion into this specific list. So you can be finding it with Pokegear. There's 4 Pokegears in here. And as a little bonus, you also have Fan of Waves. So Fan of Waves puts special energy on the bottom of the deck. You have the Rough Helmet, you have the Crushing Hammers, you have the Flannery. So lots of energy denial with Path to the Peak, with Night Watch. It's such a ridiculous deck. You even have Tool Scrapper to make sure you can get rid of certain tool cards that you don't want to be dealing with. For instance, stuff like the Big Charm. So you're able to, of course, get some bigger KOs, because Horror Psychic Energy will allow you to get bigger numbers. Let's just be honest. If you have a Horror Psychic Energy attached to your Dusknoir Trevenant, you're going to be able to actually 2-shot certain VMAXs, because as soon as they bump into you once, you can then 1-hit KO, actually 2-hit KO them afterwards, because they're going to be left with 150 HP remaining if they have 320 HP on a VMAX to start off with. So very scary. You also have a GX move. Sometimes that could be enough to 1-hit KO a VMAX. Let's say you Night Watch, they have a 0 card hand. You can go for Pale Moon GX, and if the opponent is not able to retreat the following turn, they're automatically knocked out. So also a very scary GX move, and that's about it for this list. It's a tackle engine, so that means with tackle you can get yourself Dusknoir Trevenant and a supporter. A supporter in the sense of you can have Cynthia Catlin, you can have Malolana or Goose Hala. Goose Hala will find you the Path to the Peak instantly, which is very, very cool to have it on the first turn going second. Goose Hala also allows you to get yourself Air Balloon and also a special energy. You can get, if you already have Fog Crystal, Goose Hala is actually not a bad choice. Of course, if you have your Dusknoir Trevenant, you can score with the Goose Hala. Make sure you can get your Path to the Peak, your Air Balloon to get the Cresselia in the active position and the attach up the turn. As you can see here, Dusknoir Trevenant does have a 3 retreat cost, so the Air Balloon is going to be pretty tricky. Sometimes it's going to be, I wonder, the Air Balloon is just for the Cresselia, but on the other hand, you can go for your Cresselia into your Dusknoir Trevenant. Otherwise, you just have to rely on Switch. There's 3 copies of Switch in here. As mentioned, it's a greens list. You always want to be going second. And with green, you can get any trainer cards you want. Sometimes Path to the Peak and Tackle, Fog Crystal, and an Energy Retrieval. Energy Retrieval is in here because sometimes the opponent could also be running Crushing Hammers, and sometimes you do run out of energies with that. So 1 copy of Energy Retrieval is here. If you don't like it, switch it to another card of your liking. And I do love the fact we have Cynthia Catlin, which means we can recover stuff like Flannery or Malolana in specific games. So yeah, that's it. This is a very, very crazy list to be up against. Be sure to test it out for yourself. If you enjoy what you see, of course, Chilling Reign content, be sure to let me know by destroying the hell out of the like button. Subscribe, because there's going to be more Chilling Reign content flying into your notification box on YouTube. Be sure to put the notifications on, and you get all the Chilling Reign content you need to start playing competitively or improve your game. Anyhow, have yourself a fantastic rest of your day. Thanks again for tuning in today. Be sure to check out our sponsors, PokemonStore.com, the best place for TCGO code cards. Use the coupon code ZABLOSTCG for 5% off your next order. If you're looking for physical products and if you're from Europe, go check out Card Market. You can buy and sell cards to people all across Europe. If you are a person that wants to create their own playmat to start playing in the new season, go check out yourplaymat.com and use the coupon code ZABLOSTCG10YP. So yeah, that's it for today. Thanks for joining in. I'll see you guys tomorrow with more Pokemon TCG epicness be on the horizon. And this list is actually very crazy. I'm gonna be scared to be up against Dusknoir Path to the Peak. Yeah, I'm out. Peace.
You are now watching